How y'all doing? Welcome to Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Hope everybody's been doing good. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Big ups to him for blessing us to be able to have the freedom of equality. He paved the way, so got to give respect to who is due to, and he's definitely one for one. So definitely happy birthday to Martin Luther King Jr. and his family as well. So nevertheless, y'all, I definitely had to do this content today, even though it's a holiday, because I'm way overdue. I should have been produced this, but got busy, had a whole lot going on. So y'all women out there, y'all know how it is. You got support your husband, make sure your children are good. So that all comes with the territory. So I'm helping my husband a lot with his business, doing all his contracts, doing all the paperwork. And my daughter, who is in the Army, I've been keeping up with her, sending her care packages as well. So honey, even when they move out your house, you still ain't set free. You still got to be a mother. So I'm not off the hook. I thought once my one and only birdie left my nest, I thought I was free. Honey, that's far from it. I still got to be mama. So anyway, nevertheless, y'all, I wanted to definitely go into today's content. I felt it was very imperative that we discuss the psyche of the side chick, because there are so many women that at one point in time have been on one side of the spectrum. You could be the wife whose marriage has been infiltrated due to your significant other's lack of respect, lack of consideration, with the side chick infiltrating your marriage, making problems for you and your household. Or you could have possibly been a side chick, creating problems, creating confusion and conflict, because you made the ultimate decision to get involved with a married man. Or maybe right now you're a side chick and you're dealing with a married man, and it's not a healthy situation that you should be getting yourself involved in, but because you have been dealing with this particular individual for a substantial amount of time, you have gained feelings, you've gained an attachment, especially if there has been sexual relations involved within the fling, and it's very difficult. You can't see a way out, or you just don't want to see a way out, because in your mind you believe that one day, someday, you will get the man that you are willing to risk it all for. So nevertheless, I wanted to go into this because this is a very, very common issue that a lot of women have experienced or are currently experiencing. And a lot of women do not like talking about this, because it's a lot of women that are going through it in their marriages. Or if they're not going through it, once upon a time, their marriage did encounter a side chick, an appetizer. And it's one of those wounds that you never fully and truly, wholeheartedly recover from. Even if the marriage continues, it's like a dent. It's kind of like if you've been in a horrific car accident, and even though the only damage that car received was a dent, even though that dent has been repaired, it doesn't negate the fact that the car was still struck at one point in time in a car accident. So it's a wound that a lot of women will always have a hard time recovering from. I know women who have been married every bit of 20 years plus or more, and even though the husband has not stepped-toed out anymore, no longer comes home late, no longer has had any encounters with other women, it is still a wound that still triggers them to this day. And there are side chicks. I know some side chicks who've been dealing with married men for 10 years or more. I've known, my mother told me, my grandmother, God bless her soul, my grandmother had a best friend who had been dealing with a married man all the way until he died, until he passed away. And of course, when he passed away, his wife had got everything. Nothing was willed to the side chick. Nothing was left to her. and he was paying her bills and taking care of her on the side for years. And once he passed, she was basically left on her own, having to take care of everything. And this is things that side chick don't think about, that something happens to this man. Unless he has willed something to you, and most of the time they don't, you pretty much out of gas, you know. So anyway, we want to talk about the psyche of the obsessed side chick, because there's so many of them. So I'm going to be using one side chick in particular. We know that there are many, but I'm sure some of you are very familiar with 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼, aka coleslaw, aka wholeslaw, aka slow slaw, aka appetizer, aka Jezebel, whatever you want to call her. The side chick is just a side chick. So those of you who are not familiar with 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼, there is this particular show called Love and Marriage in Huntsville on OWN network. I think somebody else brought the network, but that's where the show originated from, and that is the network that is still currently sponsoring the show, whatever. So we've watched this particular couple, Melanie Holtz, which is no longer Holtz. She divorced Martell Holt 2 years ago, I would say. But at the time, during their duration before the divorce, Melanie Holtz and Martell Holt was a power couple. The show consisted of black love, which I thought was so awesome, because it's not enough of that being displayed in the black community. There's so much negativity surrounding black men having love for black women and black women having love for black men. We got the Samuelites, and we also have, sisters out here that's preaching against black men, downing them, degrading them, encouraging, trying to discourage black women from marrying black men. So it's a lot of division. It's a lot of anti-black love. It's a lot of people that are rooting against it, and less people that are rooting for it. So it was actually awesome to have a show that came out that basically represented black love in a positive manner. You see these power couples that are in the real estate agency. You see how they are making boss moves. You see how they got all of these businesses. They have these beautiful homes, beautiful children, and just everything seems so gravy. Everything seems so perfect. And we know that nothing is never what it seems. And the longer you are on these reality shows, eventually your reality will start to unfold. No matter how much you put up this front, and we've seen it multiple times. And it's not just Love and Marriage in Huntsville. We've seen this on Married to Medicine. We've seen this on Atlanta Housewives. We've seen this on Housewives of New Jersey, Housewives of New York. We've seen the different franchises in which all of these married couples, Housewives of Orange County. So it's not just black women. We've seen white women as well end up having to divorce their successful husbands. All of these perfect relationships that played out in front of us in the public eye, we seen it go from sugar to shit. You know what I mean? Because it was already a lot of underlying issues before these couples have agreed to do a reality show and sign a contract and put their lives out there in front of the world. And a lot of people always say that reality shows cause divorce. I don't think reality shows cause divorce, but I do believe that whatever qualities, whatever bad qualities was already there, it just really enhances it, or it brings it all the way out, versus someone who's not filming any of their marital issues. Their stuff is more secretive and low-key, which gives them more longevity, because it's not a lot of people who can opinionate as much when nobody knows what's going on in your marriage. But once you decide to sign these reality show contracts, everything about you and your significant other is not private anymore. And that's what happened with Martell and Melanie, which we call her Mel, and Martell Holt, which, like I said, she's no longer a Holt. She divorced him But for the sake of the argument of the show, I'm just calling her Hope. But she's no longer a Hope. She's definitely once she decided those divorce papers, she no longer has that headache of having to deal with the embarrassment and disgrace that Martell has brought to the marriage. But in a sense, she's still dealing with the aftermath of that, because again, when you agree to publicly put your marital issues out there, it gives everybody room to opinionate. Not only these viewers that watch your show on the outside, but you have your own castmates that's making a mockery out of your marriage because they got other shit going on. Tisha, Marceau got other bullshit going on, and you have a lot of couples that are like that. They deflect. They rather focus on what other couples are going through, and they want to keep focusing on that versus dealing with their own issues, because they don't want to get called out on it, or they don't want anybody noticing that they have issues and they have faults and flaws and loopholes in their marriage. But nevertheless, it's the deflecting. You know, it's basically deflecting. You know what I mean? So nevertheless, getting back into this, Martell and Mel was a power couple doing really well, have 3 beautiful children, and over time the show started unfolding a lot of the cracks within their marriage. Martell had been having an ongoing affair with this other female by the name of Ariane Curry, which we call coleslaw, because coleslaw is like a side dish. Like, you know, you have your mashed potatoes, your macaroni is a side. So it was Funky Dineva who came up with the word salad. He started calling her salad. And then ever since then, you know, it just took a storm. Everybody was calling her a side dish. Some people call her coleslaw. Some people call her mashed potatoes. Some people call her tater tarts or thought tart. You know what I mean? She just never got any good. You know, her name just went trash ever since it was brought to the attention of the viewers. So all the bloggers have been commenting on Ariane Curry. A lot of them been dragging her. So nevertheless, Martell really started taking Mel through changes the more deeply he got involved with coleslaw. And I'm going to call her that because I don't respect her enough to call her by her name. So I'm going to call her coleslaw. Martell had been involved with this female for over 7 years throughout the duration of him and Mel's marriage. And to add insult to injury, it was bad enough he was dealing with this female. He was spending money that was made in his household that was supposed to be specifically for him, his wife, and his children. He was taking money out the bank account and supporting, sponsoring the coleslaw. Okay? 9 times out of 10, when a man gets disrespectful on one level, he's getting disrespectful on multiple levels. Once he steps out on you, he's doing a lot of other shit that's inappropriate too. He's spending money on a female. He's traveling out of town with her in y'all car. I mean, the disrespect just keeps, you know, increasing. Very rarely are they going to be disrespectful in one aspect and not be disrespectful in other aspects. Okay, so he was spending money on coleslaw, getting her adjusted to a lifestyle that she thought was going to be a forever type of thing. And it got so far out of hand, and this is what happens when you've been fornicating or committing adultery for a period of time. You become very, very comfortable, and what ended up happening was coleslaw ended up getting pregnant. Okay, and this was while Martell was married to Melanie, and that was the last straw. Martell been very disrespectful throughout every season. I think his colors really started manifesting on like the 2nd or 3rd season. The 1st season, he seemed like an ideal husband, a good father. You seeing him being very attentive to the children. And all that time it was just an act. Martell had been dealing with Coleslaw throughout the whole duration of that show, when he put up this facade that he was this well together man, husband and father. And it all ended up unfolding, and he became more and more disrespectful, which is usually what they do when they start stepping outside of the marriage. Their ego gets the best of them. They start getting very cocky and besides themselves because their ego is getting stroked somewhere. And he was becoming more and more defiant with Mel. He was getting more slick at the mouth, consistently telling her that you don't never satisfy me, you don't please me, you don't make me feel like a man. And that's definitely an insult to a married woman, where her husband is consistently telling her, you never satisfy me. Then he would do reverse psychology, making her feel like something was wrong with her. She was the problem. You work too much. You never had time for me and the kids. Not understanding the woman was a money maker. And good thing she was, because we ended up finding years down the line, she was the one with the builder's contract. She was the breadwinner of the family. But see, in the beginning of the show, it didn't look like that. You know, Martell looked like the man that was leading and bringing in the income. But we found out later on down the line, it was Mel the whole time. And a lot of these side chicks be thinking it's the men that are out here producing, and that's not always the case. A lot of the times it be their wives, or their wives play a significant part in their success. But these Coleslaws, you know, they don't think about that, and they don't care about stuff like that. So anyway, everything just went left, and it continued to go downhill from there. You know, once it was brought to the attention of the viewers and people who supported the show, Coleslaw became more and more visible, to the point to where she started doing her own streams on YouTube, basically dragging Mel through the mud. She would call Mel all the stupid bitches, dumb bitches. She went so far as to being explicit about what she and Martell was sexually doing in the bedroom, how she used to ride Martell's face. And I'm like, you know, you're not understanding that he's married to Mel. So if he's been riding your face, you think Mel ain't never rode his face? You know, I mean, really, you know what I mean? So it was all because of Martell that, you know, Coleslaw had got the balls to be so disrespectful and so nasty towards Mel. Because even dealing with a married man, they're not going to let you antagonize their wives. They're not going to let you disrespect their wives. And that's what makes these old school men, these new school men, different from the old school men. Because even men back in the day who cheated and messed around, that side chick knew you never approach his wife. I don't care if you saw her in the grocery store. You never approached her in church, even if y'all was going to the same church, even if y'all lived in the same neighborhood. That side chick stayed out the way. All of those lines have been crossed today. These new school chicks, they don't respect the code. They put everything on social media. They write and tell all books. People are giving them platforms like Tasha K, which I'm like, you a married woman yourself. Why would you want to give a side chick any type of platform? You know what I mean? I'm sure if you was married and your husband was messing around on you, you wouldn't want nobody giving your husband's mistress any type of clout. You know what I'm saying? But supposedly Tasha K didn't see nothing wrong with that, because once upon a time she was a side chick and this and that, and you know, people let their morals go for clout and a paycheck. But nevertheless, that's another story. So anyway, it's just going downhill. Coleslaw been getting a lot of karma. Once Melanie had enough and she signed those papers, it cut Martell off from having access to the bank account. So Coleslaw has lost her BMW, everything, all of the side chick package, the side chick, you know, bundle package, the cars, the trips, the dinners, and the free rent paid, you know, and I said the BMW and whatever else Martell was paying, The side chick bundle package had expired once those divorce papers were signed. She lost her BMW, got repossessed. She ended up having to stay in Section 8 housing. Just everything she's ever tried has been an epic fail. Big ups to 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼. She's a blogger, because I don't watch the show like that anymore. I just lost my interest in it, especially after they started doing mail all kind of way. I just lost interest in it. So I don't know about what goes on anymore unless I watch 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 or I watch The Tea. It's a couple of ladies and Black Titanic. Other than that, I don't know what goes on these shows. I'll catch little snippets on YouTube. Excuse me, y'all. I'm drinking water because I need to drink some water. I ain't drink any water the last couple of days. So I'm trying to rehydrate myself. So, anyway, all the bloggers, every information they started getting about Coleslaw at all was unfolded. She lost so much, you know, after being exposed with Martell, and it's just only gotten worse. She has tried to start businesses. That was an epic fail. We've seen Coleslaw reach multiple times, going so far as to buy her own flowers, acting like they came from Martell. She was in her feelings because Martell was spending a lot of time with him and Mel's children and not really having anything to do with Radio Junior, who's having issues with his speech, and he also already has disciplinary problems. He likes to hit his mom. He likes to scream and yell, and it's not his fault. It's how he's being trained. It's how he's being raised, and he very well may be ADHD. We don't know, because his mother is too slow to go get him therapy or counseling to see what all he needs in order to be able to work on these issues while she's young, because she's so busy live streaming, you know, with her hair standing up on the head, you know, and you know, her lips looking like she got WD-40 on them because they stay greasy, because she loved to keep applying lip gloss every 3 minutes throughout the live stream. So she's so pressed that Mel has moved on. I mean, Mel done moved on and she's still pressed. This is the opportunity where she can have Martell all to herself, and Martell don't want it now. And that's usually how it goes. A lot of these married men who step out on their wives, it's only exciting when they know they have a wife at home they can still run home to and still get that support. He still be able to have access to that bank accounts. It's more beneficial to him when he got the best of both worlds. So when he lost one part of his world, which was his wife, he didn't have a purpose for Ariana anymore. And that's what a lot of side chicks don't understand. You are easily discardable, because at some point in time, they're going to realize they really don't have a purpose for you anymore after they done smashed you multiple times, after they done been with you, and all of that. You know, it gets boring. And especially when they lose their marriage, that kills the thrill. You get what I'm saying? It's not exciting anymore. You know what I mean? So, at that point, it's free game. You know, she could have Martell. Martell ain't trying to go there. In fact, Martell is supposedly with Sheree, which we know that's a hoax or whatever, but he's been with all of these other women, and my thing is this, Mel is gone, so he has the free will to be with Coleslaw, and he won't take it. That is how a lot of these married men do. Okay, as long as they got a wife at home, they don't mind. You got some of them that think like that. As long as they got a wife at home, they'll deal with you. But once they done lost their wife, they don't have no purpose for you in their life. You know what I mean? They don't have that extra comfort. They don't have that extra support. A lot of these married men are so selfish. They look at it like it's your fault. You're the reason why they no longer have the best of both worlds, because you done ran your mouth, and you know, you took it upon yourself to keep the baby that they tried to pay for you to abort. So it's the selfish married men, and most of them are, they're going to hold you accountable. They're not going to hold themselves accountable. So I'm not going to go through all of that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of bloggers who talk about it, but that was just a reference to let you know how a lot of these side chicks be moving. And she has tried everything, honey, and that's part of the karma. She don't realize you never get blessed destroying another woman's nest. Even if her husband was a willing participant, you are still going to pay the piper with karma, girlfriend. It's not worth getting involved with somebody's husband. So let's get into talking about the psyche of the side chick. Let's get down to the steak of potatoes. What makes them move like this? What is their mindset? What makes them think this type of behavior is acceptable? So digging in, we're going to do some surgery. And you have to realize I'm sharing this information not because I want you to understand the side chick, not that I want you to sympathize or empathize, but you need to understand their mental psyche and why they think this type of behavior is acceptable. So keep in mind, the first thing is, the more time a side chick spends with a married man, which I'm going to call a pre-owned penis. Yes, I am. Pre-owned penis. Meaning the dick already have belonged to somebody. So you are just a renter, okay? You're a renter of the Rent-A-Dick Services Association, okay? It's pre-owned, meaning it already belonged to another woman. So the pre-owned, the more time a side chick spends with her pre-owned penis provider, the more she tends to feel as if she belongs to him. Now, you have to realize, especially in cases in which it's been a long duration, we're not talking about a one-time thing. Y'all met at the club, y'all rented a little room, bam, bam, never talked to each other, didn't exchange no phone numbers. It was a one-time thing, even though it shouldn't have went down, period, because he's married. But there's nothing else that came of it. Clean sweep. You was probably able to redeem yourself with the Lord or whatever, and vice versa. So probably was he. And that was the end of that. But in this case, I'm talking about the appetizer who's been dealing with the married man well over a year or longer. And what tends to happen as a side chick, you spend a lot of time with these men, because what tends to happen is the reason the married man gets so much time to spend with you is either, for one, he has a wife that's very ambitious, that's so busy on her own grind that she's really not keeping up. Or two, you have some married women that look at it like, yeah, I know he's dealing with this woman, but I'm not about to lose my house, my cars, my luxurious lifestyle for this side chick. Long as he don't bring home nothing he left here with, no babies, no diseases, whatever, we good. So one or two of those reasons or other reasons gives a lot of these men a lot of leeway in which they're able to spend a lot of time. Also, another reason is some married men are very controlling and abusive. They control the wife at home to where she knows not to even question him about what he does. He does what the hell he wants to do, and she better shut the fuck up and not question him, interrogate him. You got a lot of women, they know what their husbands are doing, but their husbands are so abusive mentally and physically and emotionally, they just learn to deal with it. Okay, you still got some women that take shit off of men, off of their husbands, is the bottom line. So it could be for either of those reasons that I just told you, in which he's able to get away with spending a lot of time with the side chick, because a man who has a wife at home that is on his shit, and this is not to say that you can't patrol dick, you can't be a penis patroller. If a man want to, smash another woman, he's going to do that. You're going to blow up his phone, you could be driving, riding around with him 24 hours a day. He wants to mess around, he's going to do that. But what I'm saying in this case is, most of the time when a man has too much time to be with the side chick, it's because the wife is not really, she's basically allowing him to do that. And even Mel admitted, that Martell had been getting away with being disrespectful for a long time. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's months of not coming home, months of coming in 4 or 5 in the morning, months of you always got to go out of town, you always have business trips, You always, you always have these excuses for why you have to constantly be away from home. And the crazy part is, some of these married men, they are very clever in being devilish, because their energy is so negative around you, to the point to where you rather they ass be gone and not even be around, just so you get a peace of mind. And you have men like Martell that's a narcissist. They know this. I'ma just be an asshole and bitch about stuff to my wife. That way when I'm gone, she feels relieved. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not there to antagonize her. You have some men that purposely want to be jerks and assholes so they can do whatever the hell they want to do. And Martell was one of those. Like to pick an argument, start up stuff, just bitching and nitpicking about dumb stuff. Why my grits so cold? Okay, sir. I told you your breakfast was ready 20 minutes ago. It's cold because you never came and got your breakfast. Just starting shit. Just doing the most to get a rise out you, so they can have a reason to be, man, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna go out. I'm sick of this shit. I'm going out. I'm gonna hang out with my boys. You know what I'm saying? No, he gonna smash his coleslaw. So this is how a lot of married men get to spend a lot of time with these side chicks. They become very comfortable, and it goes from having simple dinners every once in a while to now y'all are taking trips out of town. Y'all flying out of town. Y'all going jet skiing. Y'all not just going to a little Applebee's or no little Chinese buffet. Y'all doing big stuff that basically he should be doing with his wife. You're taking cabin trips. You're taking cruises. Not only that, he gets so comfortable to the point he's spending lavish gifts on you. Y'all are dining at the 5-star restaurants, having these getaways at these expensive Marriott hotels. Then it goes much further, where he's paying for everything. He's paying your light bill, your water bill, your gas bill, doing all these things for you to keep you at bay, because he wants that luxury of being able to have his wife, but at the same time have a side chick is basically having his cake and eating it too. So the side chick, she gets used to this adventure. She gets used to the dining at the finest, expensive, exquisite restaurants. She basically done upgraded from Red Lobster to the Carl Ritson, from Longhorn to Ruth Chris. And the reason why it's so much easier for the married man to lavish you with the dinners, the dick, and the dollars, the 3Ds, dick, dinner, and dollars, is because he has a safety net. He has his wife who's either making money or she's holding down his money. She's holding down the fort. So again, this gives him the advantage in being able to splurge and give the side chick bundle package. The 5-star restaurants, motel suites, and paid bills and everything else. So because she has all of this time with him, and it's not like they're meeting each other once in a blue moon, like once a month. We talking like he's at least seeing this woman 15 to 20 days out the month. At least 3 days out the week. That's even too many days to be a married man, to be honest with you. You most likely, you forget he's married. And I know that sounds silly, ladies, when I say it, but again, you got to look at the psyche of the side chick. That's why I say this is the psyche of the side chick. So it's not going to make 100% sense to you. It's not going to make no goddamn sense. And it's not supposed to. But however, I got to explain this. You forget he's married, because you've been with him so frequently. Y'all constantly going out of town. Y'all constantly having dinner. Y'all constantly doing things together. You forget he belongs to someone else. It happens. You get more and more and more comfortable because you never think it's going to end. Ariane and Martell been dealing with each other for 7 years. So nowhere in hell she ever thought or planned for the day that it will all come to a screeching halt. And it started when she got pregnant. So if the fling has gone on for a long period of time, or it's been very frequent sexual encounters in a short length of time, you forget he's a married man. And in your mind, you start to process the ongoing fling as a relationship. Because he's always making time for you. Even though he's married, he has this whole family, a whole wife. In your mind, you think it's just you and him. Because you're with him all the time. And the harsh reality is, it don't matter how much y'all are together. It does not negate the fact that he is somebody else's husband. So, nevertheless, there are moments in which you will be reminded that you're dealing with a married man. Even if it's the holidays, even if it's birthdays, there's going to be days where you're going to be deprived of him. Because he does have a family. He still has to take care of his children with his wife. He has to go to Billy's baseball games. He has to go to little Nikki's ballerina recital. He has to go to all these board meetings with his wife for these businesses. And it's going to be times that she's going to be reminded that no matter how much she sleeps with him, no matter how much they got to wine and dine, it's going to be many of days where he's not going to answer that phone. It's going to be days where he's going to tell you, I can't see you this week because I have things I got to do. And he may not be direct and say, well, me and my wife got things to do. Because at the same time, he wants to keep that fantasy in your mind program. So sometimes these men won't even acknowledge and say they wife or they married. Because they want to, they don't want to cloud the fantasy by acknowledging he still has this over here. Which makes it easier for the side chick to keep it out of his mind that he's not married, because he doesn't say, well, I got to see my wife, or me and my wife got to go to this business conference out of town. He'll just simply say, well, I got things I got to do. I got things I got to take care of. So these little key words help you to exclude the wife out of the equation. But you're going to remember. You're going to remember, especially if you're hawking his social media page. And you have a lot of side chicks who do that. These men are so dumb, so simple, or so egotistical. They not thinking they wife posting things that they do together. And some of them so bold, they posting their own pictures of their wives and stuff and carrying on. You know? So, the side chick is reminded. Certain things happen where he's gone longer than usual. She may not see him for 2 weeks. She may not see him for a month, depending on what's going on the home front, because maybe the wife's smelling a rat. So he got to be a good boy and come on in from the room, from out the rain. Come on in the room. You know, he has to come on into the room, because shit is getting hot. His wife is riding his ass. He got to come on back in and reintegrate with the program of being a married man, because she riding his ass. But see, he not going to tell the side chick that. He ain't going to say, I couldn't mess with you for a month because I had to get back on routine or whatever, or she's on my ass, whatever. But eventually, it's going to be something to remind you that he's a married man, okay? Which ends up bringing you to the next level of, in which a side chick's psyche, when she realizes she really can't have the man, she starts desiring to become like the woman he is married to. I want y'all to really think and marinate on that. I'm going to repeat it again. When she realizes she can't really have the man, she starts desiring to become like the woman he is married to. Using coleslaw Ariana Curry as a reference. That's why y'all think she's mimicking. Those of y'all that are familiar with the story, why do y'all think she's consistently mimicking everything Mel does? Ariana has tried to duplicate and imitate Mel on so many different levels. She's tried to start businesses like her. When she came out with that clog shoe business, I knew that was an epic fail. Girl, nobody wants your ugly ass clogs when people could go to the real clogs outlet. The Tangent outlet and go to the real Crocs. Yeah, Crocs. That's what she had. She tried to do Crocs, which looked like they came from the Dollar Tree. Nobody took her serious. She's even going so far as to dress it up like Mel. We've seen Mel dress up in certain clothes, certain attire, and coincidentally, Ariana is wearing something similar. She has tried to duplicate everything. And even down to Mel's hairstyle. Mel likes to wear those cute bobs all the time. All of us have seen Ariana rock bobs when Mel was rocking her bobs. And this is the reason why coleslaw, and you have several women who do this. They start imitating the wife because they start wanting to be like the wife, because in their minds, the fact that their man is married to these women, they want to try to come as close to being that wife, hoping in the long run, eventually they'll actually become that wife. Because in the side chick's mind, even though she's sucking on them and smashing them, the reality is his wife has something that she does not have. The side chick knows this. And what tends to happen is the side chick, the appetizer, wants so badly to have that life that the wife has. She becomes obsessive with the wife. She starts looking like the wife, acting like the wife, in worst case scenario, stalking the wife. She becomes infatuated with the wife because she already has fallen hard for the husband. She wants so badly to please her man by becoming what he is married to. She wears her hair short. Maybe he likes short hair. I'm gonna wear mine short. She wears red dresses. I'm gonna wear red dresses. This is the psyche of the side chick. I got to become like the woman I despise because that is the woman he loves, which we know is bullshit. He don't love his wife, because if he did, he wouldn't have been messing with her. But again, you cannot look at this from a normal aspect. You have to look at this from a deranged, delusional side chick's perspective. It's not, again, this is not supposed to make sense to y'all. And I hope it doesn't. But again, I have to make y'all understand how they think. She knows she cannot have this man. So she wants to do everything in her power to become like his woman. The reason the appetizer starts to duplicate the wife is because in her mind, she starts to feel this notion that the man obviously married this woman because he loves her, which is why he chose to marry her. Not taking into consideration, he obviously has no respect for neither one of them. Nevertheless, she thinks she can win him over by becoming what he has married, or either trying to be better than what he has married. So if the married man is saying, my wife don't please me, she don't give me enough head or whatever, the side chick is going to go all out her way, give him all the head, everything that he claims he's deprived of, but yet he don't feel deprived enough to actually leave the goddamn marriage. That's the problem in a nutshell. You complaining about everything the wife ain't doing, so I could put in overtime, but yet you won't leave her. I'm not changing faces. I can't be that other woman. I can't love you down. Can't keep fooling around. I ain't trying to be no other woman. But the side chick is willing to be ride or die because she thinks eventually it's going to pay off. She thinks after multiple blowjobs, after tossing his salad, whatever freaky fetishes he loves, she feels like if she puts in mandated overtime, that she's eventually going to win him over. And it's not going to happen. All she's doing is creating a monster. She's just making him greedy. You start giving him head, you're going to always have to give him head. You start sexually making yourself available to him, he's going to always expect that. And keep in mind, what the side chick don't understand is, it's easy for you to get the best worlds of him, the best parts of him, because you're only dealing with him as far as on a fantasy, on a sexual tip. Y'all don't have any responsibilities. Y'all don't have any bills together. So it's easy for him to splurge and show you a good time, take you to the 5-star restaurants, take you to the Marriott and all that, because y'all don't have no responsibilities, y'all have no obligations together. Y'all have no children. Y'all have nothing that's impeding y'all having this thrill. And marriages, that comes with marriage. Marriage is like anything else. Marriage has wear and tear. And it's up to that man and that woman to maintenance it. And a lot of marriages, they get so consumed with the bills and taking care of the children that they tend to lose taking care of each other sexually and emotionally and spiritually. And what tends to happen is the weaker compartment will step outside and seek that, versus doing what a mature married man or married woman would do, which means if you feel like you lacking something, you talk to your partner about it, but you don't do it like Martell did. Martell would badge male and compare male and make male feel inferior. No, you don't do that. You don't make your wife or your husband feel like they're not worth anything to you compared to what other people, what somebody else can deliver. Nevertheless, you have these side chicks that see all the best parts because there's no responsibilities. Now, what tends to happen though, in many cases, once a responsibility is created, like when Martell got Coleslaw pregnant, that automatically killed the thrill. That killed the fantasy. What Ariana don't understand, like a lot of these side chicks who do get knocked up or who do get pregnant by these married men, the excitement they once had for you is not the same now. Because you become a responsibility just like the wife at home. Like the wife is in his ear. We need this bill paid. We need this taken care of. She's constantly reminding him of his responsibilities. And that's the main thing he's trying to escape. You just added on to the equation. And what Ariana didn't realize, like a lot of these side chicks out here, once you have a responsibility, once you have added on that to the relationship or the fling, whatever it was y'all was having, it pretty much kills the fantasy. He don't have that same interest anymore. And that's what happened. When Ariana got pregnant, Martell was right back to where he started from. He already had a wife and children at home he had to be responsible for. Now, this is no longer a female who can just please him and accommodate him. Now he has to accommodate this obligation, this responsibility. And that's what happens. Now, the side chick, her psyche, she don't look at it that way. She looks at it like, now that I'm having your baby, or I done had your child, this should get you to make an ultimate decision. Now he gotta choose if he wants me or his wife. He has to choose. And they think once they get pregnant, that's going to give them that promotion from side chick to fiance or official girlfriend. Well, all they did was promote them. Well, actually, no, I said it right the first time. Demote them, because your rank went down when you went from a girlfriend to a baby mama. Because at least as a girlfriend, you could have left the situation. You could have walked away. But once you become a baby mama, you can't walk away. Now you tired. And you stuck with this bastard. And in her mind now, she feels she's close to the golden prize, which is him. And we know he's not a prize. Okay? But in her mind, she thinks now that she's going to conquer this man because now she has his child. Not realizing that now she put herself in a position in which now what they did have, he no longer wants to have anymore because the fantasy became a responsibility. So what tends to happen now that there's a child involved and you know he lives with his wife and his children, the side chick knows that his wife, at least she feels in her mind, that the wife and the children they have together is getting the best of everything. She's only seeing him here and there. He's not coming around near as much compared to when he was smashing it before there was any children involved. So now she starts to become bitter because she feels that her child that they had together should have the same privileges as the children he had from his wife. And if his character starts changing significantly to the point he's not coming around as much, he's not calling as much, you can tell his interest is no longer there. She accepts painfully, regretfully, the fact that, okay, from the looks of it, he's just going to be a baby daddy. So now she looks for him to fulfill that deed 1,000%, because the deed that she thought he was going to fulfill, which was being his woman, he done pretty much made that clear that that's not going to happen, because you're seeing him parade himself around town with other women. Here it is, his wife divorced him and he still won't commit to you. It's a harsh reality that I'm never going to win this man over. But we have a child together. So since he won't really give me that real acknowledgement that I thought I was close to winning, I just want him to keep acknowledging my child. And see, this is to rub it in the wife's face that, yeah, you know, and this is the case with Mel because Mel divorced him, but if the wife is still in the picture, she wants to use her child as a reminder to the wife that even though you still have the husband, I had your husband at one point in time. Now this is going to do one of two things. It's going to make the wife be just as aggressive and say, I don't give a damn if he have 4 or 5 churn from you, I'm still not leaving my marriage. Or in Mel's case, no, I tell you what, you wanted him, you can have him now, girlfriend. He's all yours. And guess what? That's even worse when you know the man can be with you and he chooses not to. Now, had he still been married to Mel, she probably could have dealt with it a little better. But it's worse when he has the freedom to be with you. Now he won't take it. He ain't got to sneak about it no more. He ain't got to lie about it. He ain't got to manipulate. So this is the side chick feels the double-edged sword because, you know, in their mind, especially once the wife has left, he has the opportunity to be with me and he won't. Especially when he programmed you into believing that one day it was going to be you and him. And here it is, he can take it now without even having to sneak and lie about it. And he won't. Because the side chick is not understanding the husband realizes he done really dropped the ball. His greed has programmed him to not want one without the other. And that's why Mel was smart and moved out the way, because Martell was not going to keep one without the other. Even if Mel would have been on that fuck shit, I'm going to stand by my man type of thing, it just would have made Martell more comfortable in still dealing with Ariane. Because he done made himself, he trapped himself. Not only he trapped Ariane, but he trapped himself. Because he done got used to, he wanted both of them. Now realizing life don't work that way. Eventually you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to make a decision. You can't keep having the best of both worlds. So, the psyche of the side chick, she starts going into a stage of depression when she realizes the free dinners, the free rent, the free trip, all that has become has ended, and she was not smart enough to prepare for the day and the time that it was going to end. She didn't stack no bread. She didn't get a job, putting up extra money. She just completely leaned on him because she thought Martell and Mel's money was going to be her forever, her forever benefit. She thought she was going to benefit from that for a lifetime. When any grown woman with common sense knows, I know eventually this shit gonna hit the fan. Let me get what I can get. Let me stack up my bread. And meanwhile, I'm not getting pregnant by this clown because I want to have an easy exit when this comes to a head. She didn't do any of that. So women who don't prepare themselves for getting abandoned in the event the married man decides that he no longer wants to fellowship in extramarital sex with you, now you're left alone having to recover. And what's going on with Ariane and a lot of women who put themselves in this position is that you fall into a state of depression and you become lost. You don't know what to do because you have become codependent on this man sexually, financially, and emotionally. Because contrary to what many may think, these married men know how to make a woman feel like a woman, knows how to talk to you, know how to make you feel special, and to have that ripped from up under your foot overnight, it's a harsh reality check. You have these women that go through a state of depression where they start feeling very lonely. They start feeling very useless because they became very codependent. And once they go through different stages. Once a side chick has gone from being depressed, she goes from being depressed to being pressed. Being pressed about everything. So the side chick starts attacking the wife. When she realizes that she really can't make the man feel no type of way because men aren't emotionally built like us. You could cuss a man out and he still don't care. You call him a deadbeat, all the sorry mother effers, and it'll never really mentally penetrate. So you go to what you feel is the weakest link, the wife. Because women, put it this way, women got a way of being able to identify with each other. I don't care if you a hood rat living in the projects, or if you are a head director of a business or a multi-millionaire company. All of us still have a lot of similarities, and what all women have in common is we're emotional creatures. So even a chick who ain't got shit could come for a female who got more than her, and she'll know how to target her. And even though the woman that knows she got more going for herself compared to the female that ain't got shit that's coming at her, she gonna get down with her too and let her know what time it is. So this what tends to happen. The side chick once she realizes she cannot destroy the man, she goes after the woman. Because she wants so badly for that woman to know every single detail of how she fucked her husband, how she been with her husband, all of that. Because she want that woman to hurt like she's hurting. She don't want to deal with that pain alone. It's called transferring energy. And once a woman meets that miserable place in her life, and she sees that she cannot make the man suffer like she's suffering, she goes after what she feels he loves the most, which is the wife. That's why the side chick loves to tell the wife how many blowjobs she gave her husband, how much head her husband gave her. Women, we know each other. We different, but at the same time, we know how to hit below the belt. And nothing is more displeasing than another woman telling you she rolled your man's face. Because there's certain things you do with your man that you don't want no other woman ever having the pleasure of getting. And that's just the bottom line. And women, we know this. Especially, and one thing about it, women that are below the barrel, that have always used their vagina to get over, that's what they're going to use. That's what they're going to keep speaking upon, because they had nothing else going for themselves. That's why Coleslaw would always throw shade about how much she was smashing Martell, because she couldn't brag about giving Martell anything else, because she didn't give him anything else. She didn't give him a business mind. She didn't give him no type of integrity. She didn't give him nothing but coochie. And you have women, when they know that's all they've ever given your husband, that's all they ever going to talk about. Well, I've been fucking him, I've been smashing him, I've been so and so. And you got women who know this, and I don't recommend they tolerate it for the sake of their health. But you got women out here that's just as relentless as the side chicks, to where they're not leaving. And this burns the side chicks to their soul. It burns them when they've done everything they could to ruin a woman by being very explicit and sharing all the sexual details, and to see that woman not leave, or in Mel's case, to see that woman leave and the man still not give in to you. Either way, it's a slap in the face. Now, you've had some men who have left their wives for side chicks. It happens. But a lot of them who done it have paid the price. Karma has everybody's address. I don't care how good somebody's doing. That stuff, it comes back to bite you, because God honors marriage, whether we honor it or not. So, the side chick takes all her frustrations out on the wife, because she's not that wife. And she's angry that she can't be like the wife. So, you become, it's easy for you to become angry with something that you cannot be. So not only you become angry about it, you also start to insult it and try to degrade the character of that person. You try to discredit them. Ariane was consistently coming for Mel because hurt people hurt people. She's hurt that Mel has the strength to do something that her dumb ass can't do, which is move on. Listen, you don't have to have money for another woman to be jealous of you. You don't have to have college degrees for a woman to be jealous of you. You got some females, they're jealous of your strength. They're jealous of your tenacity. The fact that you could fall and get right back up, dust your knees and your shoulders off, and keep it moving. You got miserable bitches that want to see strong women fold. Because the truth is, you're folding. You're unraveling. And you want me to fold and unravel. That's Tisha's problem. And that's Ariane's problem. They want to see Mel fold. And trust and believe, Mel has folded in front of them, and probably more so behind closed doors. But because Tisha is in a miserable ass marriage, displaced anger, she'd rather talk about Mel, drag Mel, and attack Mel, so she ain't got to deal with her own bullshit. And same thing with Ariane. She's mad because she can't be that woman. That woman is making boss moves. She got businesses. She got all type of things. Listen, just because you've been with a woman's man, it does not mean you are that woman's man, or you can be like that woman's man. She can't never ever, she'll never be on her level. Most side chicks ever rarely get on the level of the wife. The side chick gets miserable because she's sitting up there becoming obsessed, watching every move the wife makes. She's pushing her own self over the edge. Some people, you ain't got to push them to the edge. They take their own self to the edge. Ariane, like a lot of side chicks, some of them have no life outside of just dealing with the married man. And once that starts to unravel, they are lost. They are lost in the sauce. So they become bitter. They start throwing jabs at the baby daddy. She done admitted 2-3 times that she should have never got married. She should have never got pregnant from a married man. But at the same time, you acting like you learned your lesson. But then she so damn bipolar, she'll turn around a day or so later and say Martella's a good father. I'm like, coleslaw, which one is it? Is he ain't shit or is he a good man? I mean, which one? Depending on what mood, depending on how he done pissed off that week, you know, she'll throw him under the bus. And that's also what Martell gets. Martell had a child from a bird brain. So she's embarrassing him out here as well. But that's part of his karma. But the side chick starts looking at her life as everybody else's fault. She won't take accountability, and the reason why, because it's too painful. Listen, a lot of times it ain't so much people that's telling you the truth that can hurt you. What hurts most is telling your own goddamn self the truth. To tell yourself, I done fucked up. I messed up and had a child from this no good bastard that ain't really a good father to my child. He's not teaching them anything. The harshest reality to face is yourself. To look yourself in the mirror. That's why a lot of women won't do it. A lot of them not going to do it. They're not going to look in the mirror and take accountability and say, I caused this. The first few times, God spared me while I was able to get an abortion. I had plenty of times to get out of this. And I just kept entertaining the devil. Because this is not Ariane's first time at the rodeo or Martell. Because he's the married man. You're up here paying for abortions out of you and your wife's joint account. But yet, you didn't leave the situation alone. You paid for the abortion. You see what can happen. Stop doing the shit. Especially before your wife finds out about it and just dead it. But some people get so comfortable with disrespecting you, they don't even try to protect you in the disrespect. Oh, Lord, that's a word. Some people get so used to disrespecting you, they don't even know how to start protecting you, even in the midst of the disrespect. You give a person an inch, they're going to take a mile. That goes for men and women. Psyche the side chick, she's angry. She's really angry with herself. And every once in a while, she may admit it. But she's going to blame, the majority of the time, she's going to mostly blame other people instead of, she's going to put it this way, she's going to blame other people more than actually putting the blame on herself. She may take accountability 2 or 3 times, but the other 60 or 80 times is going to be somebody else's fault. It's either the baby daddy fault, because he lied, the married man fault. He made me think we was going to be together. Girl, after those first year or 2, he ain't signed no papers. You should have went ghost. Then you get mad at the wife like it's her fault that he still love her or he still want to be with her. They get mad and angry with them women because they want them women to disappear off the face of this earth. They want the wife to disappear thinking that if they were to disappear, it's going to give them that dream they've been waiting to come true, only to find out, hey, I know some instances where men whose wives have passed away and they still didn't get with the side chick. Wives divorced, still didn't get with the side chick. Like Mel divorced Martell, he still won't go be with Ariana. The psyche of the side chick is thinking the longer I hang in there, it's going to pay off. The more I prove my loyalty, that'll make him believe I'm better than his wife, that I'm more dedicated than his wife. If I just give him all the sex he wants, I give him all the heads, the blowjobs, let him hit it from all different angles, he's going to see that I'm the better woman, that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to please him. It don't make him see you as the better woman. What it does, it just makes him more greedy. And some of them will go far and will lie and tell you you're the best he ever had and he loves being with you. Tell you all them lies, but then when it's time for him to prove it, especially when he's by himself and he can be in a relationship with you, he won't stand up on what he told you. This is the psyche of the side chick. And I don't know what it is. Women who use their vagina, they think it's a sense of ownership. She thinks that as long as I'm screwing him, I own him. As long as I'm letting him dick me down, I belong to him, or he belongs to me. And listen, most cases, it's like this. The wife belongs to the husband belongs to the wife, and the side chick just belongs to the husband. He don't belong to her, but she belong to him. That's why side chicks or appetizers, I'm not understanding why they're not, it's not registering that they're selling themselves short. But they want to keep attacking the wife. They want to keep blaming the wife, calling the wife stupid, calling the wife dumb. But yet she the dumb one because she's not married to him. She can easily abandon the situation. They will get on social media looking for an amen choir, looking for other bitter, broken women like them to feel sorry for them, to empathize with them. Yeah, girl, these married niggas ain't shit, this and that. And let me tell you something. A lot of these side chicks, a lot of them, or those who have been side chicks, they are trying to discourage women from marriage. They hate marriage and they hate married women because they were never blessed with that opportunity. And this not to say that married women are better than single women, or because you're married, you're superior and you got it better than single women. I would never say that. I would never make no woman sound more superior than the other. But in the psyche of the side chick, because the married man has shitted on her, she hates all married women. She's one of those women that be in the chat room. See, this is why I ain't married. See, I don't want no husband. I don't want to be married. I guess not, after fucking somebody else's husband for years and he never being with you. I guess you wouldn't want to be married. But this is a defense mechanism, because the reality is they have cursed themselves, in which for the most part, most women who do this, they don't get married because they curse themselves. And those that do, they're not 100% happy. They're extra paranoid because they're worried about another woman getting a hold of their pre-owned penis like they did when they was out there fornicating with other people's husbands. So always going to be somebody in the chat room. Well, I know a married woman. I know a side chick who married a husband and they doing fine. What makes you think they doing fine? People don't put everything out there. People don't exploit everything. And of course they got them everything look fine because they ain't had no business dealing with the dude and the married man in the first place. So the last thing they want to do is be ridiculed for it. So of course they're going to try to make it look right and make it sound right. And try to keep up the facade. But anyway, If I think I missed any significant points, hopefully I done touched on everything. If I feel that I've missed some things, I will do a part 2 on the psyche of the side chick. So I'm going to play this back, and if I feel I've missed any significant points or anything, I will do a part 2. If I think I pretty much touched up on everything, then I'm pretty much going to leave it at that and do some new material on my channel. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate you ladies for hanging out with me. I appreciate a lot of y'all have been subscribing. Y'all been showing me love. Y'all been sending a lot of sisters here. Big ups to all the other female content creators. I be watching you guys. Black Titanic, Caramel Rail, The T, oh, so many of y'all I can't even think of right now. But I'm so glad it's a lot of women out here that's schooling other black women, and we're using these shows and these women that like Ariane as a reference as to why women need, black women in general need to make better decisions. We can always learn from somebody else's failures without having to create our own failures, then having to learn. Some shit you ain't got to go through. Just look at the other dumbass females that have done it before you. They have paved the way for you in stupidity. So a lot of these things we don't have to repeat, ladies. Just watch your surroundings. Watch the fuckery that these females are putting themselves in, and take note, observe, pay attention, and don't think it can never happen to you. That's why it's important that you take all this information, you absorb it, and you learn from it, and you utilize it to your gift of wisdom. Because women, we have what's called intuition. And notice in the Bible, wisdom is called she. We are gifted with wisdom. But the problem is we want to only use wisdom when it comes to being slick, spiteful, and deceitful. So ladies, let's work on spiritual self-awareness and self-healing. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. Listen, I make tumblers, I make cups. Check my community tab if you haven't already. Valentine's Day is coming up. So if there's a special Valentine's, whether it's your mother, your daughter, your bestie, I would love to make a beautiful Valentine's Day tumbler for him. Because there's a lot of single ladies. Let's make them some nice Valentine's Day tumblers. You feel me? Also, let me see. Also, I do sell cable. 9,000 channels for only $25 a month. Stop paying these cable companies. Y'all cable bill is so high. Stop giving them y'all money. Stop paying them $100, $200. Hit me up. Inbox me, cafedepara's79@yahoo.com. I'm trying to save you some money. I know your man love the sports channel. I know your kids love the Cartoon Network. Sister girl, I got your own. I got all your Lifetime channels. Hit me up so you can only pay $25 a month. That'll save you some money. You can put that money on Starbucks and other things, okay? So hit me up. And I'm probably going to be doing a contest coming up soon, and I'm gonna let y'all know about it. The lucky winner will get a free tumbler from me. So keep your eye out. Make sure you study my community tab. Make sure y'all keep up with the community tab. So I'm going to have a lucky winner who is going to get a tumbler, but you may miss out if you're not keeping up with the tab, with the community tab or whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready to shut it down, y'all. It is your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Lady Lounge. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will be talking to y'all soon. Take care. Bye.